What's up, everybody? Welcome back. So we flipped our monthly candle bullish. Yay. And where are we likely gravitating toward this week? Well, let's take a look at our weekly time frame. We're just gonna assume that we have a bullish bias. So in my opinion, I believe this rejection block here will be salient moving forward. I would also entertain this reclaimed order block. So within that order block here, I'm just going to check out the rejection block inside of here. You know, I had a feeling that that was the case. So, you know, it being at the midway point here, I like the idea. We could come back down into here. Obviously have the new week opening gap, but we'll get into that one very soon. Another thing that we've been using for, you know, kind of a barometer here is the inversion fair value gap. So I want to have this on the chart, but I don't want to have all this coloring, and I don't want to have all this letters. So I'm going to refine this, and I'm going to show you how I do that. Okay, so you see this candle's low here, how it's the midway point. That's a good way to gauge where, you know, it is in if we were to drop time frames. So also this candle's high, obviously. So just while we're here, and then I'm going to turn on the midway point here like this. There, now it just doesn't look so busy. Okay, and then obviously I have the upper quadrant of the inversion fair value gap just kind of in the back of my mind. It's up here somewhere. We're aiming for it, basically. So within that as well, we've got this rejection block here, and I'm going to turn on the quadrants of this rejection block. And I want to match that up with the quadrants of here. Do they match? No. So that is not something, but this midway point of this tail here lands with the quadrant of this wick. So I like that. So there's sensitivity here. It's just it's a price point that the algorithm remembers. So now, obviously, if this thing is really bullish this week, okay, we've got a swing low, so we're bullish, and you know, this is totally on the table. So this week, as long as mean threshold of this order block here holds, now we can wick all the way back down here. I mean, if it wants to be real shady, and I mean, we could just close a down close candle this week too. I could be totally wrong and incorrect here. Now, I'm going to say this. We are at equilibrium, okay? So it can basically go in either way. But just like ICT says, gun to my head, I would like to see price maybe go which way, right? I'm looking like it's up. That's all. So if I was playing Matilda and we closed here, I would be considering half of the wick as a entry point, and then I'd be dropping time frames and seeing where my model materializes, and then apply my risk and management plan to that model and execute with zero emotions. Okay, so if I was a betting man, I would say we were likely going to want to draw into this fair value gap this week. All right. Checking out these higher time frame levels on the daily chart. So this here was the midway point of the fair value gap. There's sensitivity there. We will have, that's the wick of that candle that we were aiming for. So we're going to take that off for now. Now, here is a buy side liquidity pool here. So we'll have that on our charts. Now, what I'm thinking, okay, our reclaimed order block in the weekly time frame, just look at the sensitivity there. Okay, that's gorgeous. There's a new week opening gap. New day opening gap here. So we could reprice that to that this week. We can also come into this fair value gap. I would prefer if we did that we got rejected right away and then closed the body back above this line here. If I was to refine this rejection block, I'd be using this candle here. So you know what? I'm going to do that. And I also like that idea here, that SR flip. It just makes a little bit more sense to me. I'm just going to double check with the 4 hour and see what that does. If I refine it to the 4 hour, watch what happens here. Look at the sensitivity and the precision here. That's beautiful. And you want to know something? It works on both two different candles, which is kind of cool. So I'm just going to keep it though to the daily, and I'm going to use the top of this last down close candle before that pump there, and I'm going to keep that there. I like that. So also have this on your charts here. This is going to be absolutely prominent. Now there's a volume imbalance there. So when you're making these fair value gaps, make sure you include that. Okay, so when you get if price wants to gravitate toward there, you will likely find your model down in there. Okay, so this week I'm bullish, so I'm anticipating an open, low, high, close, bullish candle for the weekly time frame. So that would be like, we already opened. We trade down into this body. That's the first place we're going to find sensitivity. So let's go into the 1 minute time frame. And so this here is the open. Okay, this is it looks like a bullish candle. It's not. That's actually the open. Okay, 19629. You go into the open up here. Okay, I'm going to hover my cursor over here. Look at the top left. 19629. Don't let that screw with you. Okay. So that's what the new week opening gap looks like. Now, I want you to remember what volume imbalances are when they are printed, when they are being printed live. They are vacuum blocks. And how you use a vacuum block is you will likely come to the midway point and run out liquidity. Did that happen? Yes. Right in the open. This is giving us nice signals that we're likely to have some clean days this week. Okay, as far as the cat's hiney of price action profiles. Okay, and you can see how it will act as support or resistance, and we'll be looking at that for basically to help confirm or recalibrate our bias. Okay, so let's go to the 15 minute. Actually, Let's go to the 5-minute. So we had what? Not a very big Asian range tonight, really. Let's check it out. 59 handles are bigger than I want it. So really, I am looking for PD arrays off of this range. Okay. This range is deviations. I am looking for PD arrays that align with them. Okay. So right away, I got a deviation that aligns with the midway point of that fair value gap below the market. That could be the bottom of the week if we're bullish. Okay. I'm not saying it is. I'm saying it could be. Our reclaimed order block, remember when we refined it in the 4-hour, it was just down a little bit more? That could have been it. So those two levels right there, the reclaimed order block and that fifth deviation of the flout tonight, could be the low of the week. Okay. Now, if I was to do it to the upside, oh my goodness. Well, the fair value gap above the market happens to be the 4.5 deviation of the flout. This could be the top of the week. Master Fren, you're crazy. How can you possibly determine the high and the low of the week before it's ever even printed? You guys are about to have your minds blown. It's going to be a fun week. So when I see certain things materialize, it gives me a really good degree of confidence that the TA is just going to play out because everything seems to be working out really good. So we got a very nice Asian profile in here tonight, which I love to see. So 8 p.m., that's when we start our Asia. It opens, it trades down, it trades up, and then it closes. Open, low, high, close. So I'm going to use that formula that the algorithm has shown me that exists. And I'm going to anticipate that this profile here is going to fractal out into a great big giant candlestick for the week. Pretty trippy, right? We'll see. It doesn't always happen that way if manual intervention comes into play, and I'm not blaming it. I could be wrong, okay? I'm not saying that I'm right, and if it doesn't play out the way I say, the market makers did something. I mean, that is the case sometimes, for real, and it is. But I could be wrong, okay? I don't give a crap if I'm wrong. I'm profitable, so who cares? Right? But this is the stuff I do. So this is the stuff I was taught, and this is what I'm looking at every single Sunday right here. I'm looking at the Asian profile. I'm looking at the measurements between the lowest low between 2 p.m. and midnight. If my central bank dealers range and my my central bank dealers range and my Asia range is not favorable. So I would like to see this week do something like this. And then obviously SR flip this new week opening gap and then freak on out to the upside. That's what I'd like to see. This is what I'm anticipating is going to happen. Okay, it can also look something stupid like this. Oh, I thought I could double click and delete that, but no. Okay, it could also look like this, where we get this kind of type 2 stupid profile. I hate them, but once it's obvious that it's going to run up into here, it gets easier. But I'd rather it trade down into the higher time frame discount first and then go to the upside. That doesn't always materialize like you guys have seen, but it just we got some good signatures, and we got some good Fed folders this week. Let's check it out. So go to forexfactory.com/calendar. Click on the little calendar thingy if you have to. Go to this week, apply settings, click the golf tee, turn off the yellow and gray folders, apply filter, and what do we got? Monday, we got a big fat nothing. Oh, I guess 9:15 a.m. member Waller speaks. It's kind of normally more than not a nothing burger. Tuesday, nothing. Ooh, Tuesday we got nothing. Wednesday, meeting minutes. So we got FOMC on Wednesday. So no trading pre-FOMC. Wait till the PM session, and I promise you guys, I can promise you that if it's manual intervention on this day pre-FOMC, you're going to see how ugly it is. You're going to see order blocks run out and then right back up. You're going to see a lot of coloring outside the lines, if you will. Thursday, obviously stupid unemployment claims at 8:30. And I mean, we call it stupid, but I mean, it's kind of good. You know, yay, unemployment claims. We're just waiting for that Judas to drop into our oh, wow. Okay, that changes things. We could get a seek and destroy profile. Okay, so now that I see on Friday that your Powell speaks, now I'm re-looking at this profile. Okay, even though it opened low, high, closed in a manner of speaking, and I mean it hasn't really closed yet, we could get a seek and destroy profile and a freaking nasty drop on Friday. It didn't really work in a big... It did have its range, right? But it's opened here, and it's now below the open. So if you look at 8 p.m., we haven't closed yet, and we're below the open. We could get a seek and destroy profile. Okay, so like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday could absolutely squish everybody if you're not careful, if you're not keeping your risk management in check and how many trades you take a day, how much money you're willing to lose per day. We're coming up to 6 weeks again, and we're going to be going over some things, and then 2 weeks after that, the competition comes, or 3 weeks or something like that. The competition for you guys is going to be over, and it's just like, did you guys follow the trading plan, or did you continue with the bad habits? We got to rid of those bad habits. So this changes things. When I started, we were kind of up here hanging out, and then we kind of fell off a bit. I was actually anticipating it going to bounce off and continue, but it didn't. So then I see that your Powell speaks. The Fed folders determine our weekly profiles, okay, you guys? And the months out of the year, and depending on, what's going on in the financial sector and the elections, determines a lot of monthly profiles. So you can kind of not guess, but you can match the profiles to the Fed folders. That's a roadmap, is what I'm trying to say. So where people are missing the boat and don't even give a crap about this Forex Factory and the economic calendar, that's just it. They're missing the boat, and it's unfortunate. So we'll see. We'll see what happens tomorrow, and that will give us a lot of information. And then we'll be able to determine if our SAD is in play or if we're going to get a trending week. I was anticipating it still could trend. It still could, okay. I don't even know what meeting this is. And somebody was saying that the next meeting isn't for another 30 days or something like that. I see 2 coming this week. So we'll see what goes on. Anyway, I still want to see bull side. Now that can change, but I'm going to go to the daily time frame. And Michael, thank you for pointing it out. Oh, also I wanted to make a note that ES has already reached up into this high, okay? So we were looking at ES last, and I have not changed anything on this chart. I have not done anything, but we're anticipating that because you see NASDAQ came down all the way here, and ES left these 2 lows. So ES did not make a lower low here, okay, and NASDAQ did take these 2 lows. So that right there gave us bullish bias with the SMT divergence. I remember showing you guys this and showing you that DXY ended up making a, not taking that high. So there was SMT divvy, and we were aiming for this weekly fair value gap here on the DXY, and then the ES, we were aiming for the spooky box because the ES was showing relative strength between the 2 averages. And no, I'm not hanging out with ICT in the back end. Okay, this is just basic core content stuff. So ES being the stronger asset out of them. So ES has taken its spooky box, but I want you to also note that it has not taken buy side liquidity. Okay, so there is liquidity inside the wick and in this box, but it still has yet to take its high, and NASDAQ is looking like it's on its way here. Okay, so ICT calls this the sixth sister approach to, eventually this one's going to catch up to it. So before, when we were making all-time highs like way over here, NASDAQ was the stronger one and ES was having a trouble keeping up. And then that all changed in here. Okay, so ES is still the stronger one, but they still have yet to take their buy-side pool. And then looking at DXY, it is still yet to take its sell-side pool. Okay, which is, it did take that low. That's why we got our divvy. But there's another one here. And you know what? We're going to refine that gap. It's likely going to want to continue on. Why did I choose that? Hold on. Over in the daily. Hold up. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so mean threshold there. Okay, so it has taken its pool. And it's still looking like it's going to dig into there. And then offer sell side into this old week opening gap here eventually. Oh yeah, DXY. Hold on, there's another in the daily. Yeah, here. We couldn't dig up into here while NASDAQ hold on, I gotta put these two side by side here. Wow, DXY just looks like absolute poo. So this is awesome, but see how DXY isn't able to get into there? And NASDAQ hasn't been able to get into there either. That's SMT. and ES. They should be diametrically opposed. And if they're not, it's not really a symmetrical market. So if NASDAQ can't dig up into that local swing and DXY can dig into this local thing here, it's most of the time signals divergence. If DXY can't dig up into here, well, NASDAQ is not digging up into lows. It's just not showing a symmetrical market, meaning it's got to prove to us which way it's got to go. So you see this new day opening gap here, or wait, yeah. Friday and Monday, this new week opening gap here. You see it? Look at the one down here. This new week opening gap. It's old, but still relevant. Right there. So you got the one lower on DXY and the one higher on ES. There isn't one on the NASDAQ, but we do have this fair value gap here with the balanced range right behind it. So this is really important, because a one single clean snap back through a fair value gap means it's balanced. And if it comes back for here, it's likely going to either freak out immensely through it and never come back, or it's going to reject off of it sharply. So that's about it, you guys. Always let price do the stop hunt first. Always keep always keep yourself true to the model, true to your trading plan. Don't ever switch it. You guys all got it made, and there's no reason for any sort of self-doubt. Can I do it? Can I make it? Is he good enough? Am I good enough? Just stand it. Pull the trigger. Okay? And I mean pull the trigger into your FOMO, into your life. Okay? Stop worrying about all this stuff that doesn't matter. The devil's here to trick you. It says like 300 and a million times in the Bible, fear not, worry not, do not fear. You guys have no reason to fear. The markets aren't going anywhere. They're still doing exactly what they're supposed to. And who knows, they might not ever go anywhere, right? You guys all have your models. You guys all have your trading plans. Stay true to it, and I promise you, you will do very well. All right, God bless you guys. And because Master Fren is a wizard, I desire to learn. Yeah, Tony, and you got enough already, bro. You got your model. You can be a one-trick pony. Take your money and enjoy your life. Everybody here has got it just absolutely made. You just wait for your thing and it does it. Don't force it. Don't push it. It's either there or it isn't. It's not ever not going to show up again. It's going to be there. It does it like how many times a week? We back tested, we traded together, we forward tested together. It's always going to be there. Sometimes it's going to be an asshole. But when it's not, it pays out really good. So when it's being, a butt nose, just let it be a butt nose. Don't let it destroy you. Trade safe, you guys. God bless you.